Today we speak about part 4 of the electrician's marketing flywheel, and this is the most important part, and to me it is the center cog of the flywheel. It is the glue that holds everything together. In the previous videos we spoke about lead attraction, lead handling, and lead converting and retaining. Now without the flywheel or this center cog, nothing glues together. This essentially is the glue that holds your whole system together, and this is your job management software. Your job management software, you cannot run a professional business without one. And I say that with meaning. I've tried this. I've tried starting up my business, running it off zero, running it off a pen and paper, taking photographs on my iPhone and then placing that in my pocket, deleting those images, losing those images. When push comes to shove and I need to find those images for the particular job, documents, PDFs, plans, everything, they can live in one hub. That's what your job management software is for, and that is the importance of your job management software, which we're going to get into in this video, which we're going to speak about each stage of the before, during, after, and where the job management software actually comes into play in your electrical business. In 2016, customers' data was deemed more expensive than gold, and the reason is data nowadays is so powerful for every company. People buy data, they sell data, and the reason is they want to get in front of their ideal target markets. And this is very important for your business as well as an asset. If you ever go to sell your electrical business, your database is yours. It's something nobody can take from you, but it needs to be built correctly. And that's what I'm going to get into now is when a client enters your ecosystem, they come in from the top. So when they enter, they're going to go one of 3 ways mainly. Phone call, email, or online inquiry, which online inquiry will most likely end up in your email. However, I've got an automation set up in my electrical business, very simplistic. It scrapes the information directly from the inquiry and sends it directly into my job management software. It's just these little things you can set up that it saves you 30 seconds here, 2 minutes there, 5 minutes here. All these little things, just efficiencies within your business. So when you get the information, you need NAPE, name, address, phone number, email. They're the 4 key things that you need. Without that, your data is useless. If you're sending off quotes to a Mary and Cudgy, you are just pissing against the wind. It makes you look rookie, and you most likely are the same person that's complaining that you're not getting your quotes accepted, even though you've sent off a text message quote saying it's going to be about $2,000 to Mary and Cudgy, and you've scratched it down a bit of paper. This isn't good enough for you as an electrical business owner. You obviously want to make money for you, your family, and your business, to do the things that you want, do things that you love. You're banging your head off the wall because your quotes aren't getting accepted. And it's these little things like making your quote out to a single name and a suburb. It's just not good enough. And that's why you need the likes of the software in place for the before stage of the client's journey, that you're entering them into your database, they're entered into the system, and then they can go into the next step. For me, within the job management software, I use queues, job queues. So when a new job comes in, I like to place that in specific queues so that I know when I look at my dashboard on the job management software that I can go, okay, who needs attending to? Who needs a quote? Who's been initiated? Who's replied? Who needs a reply? All of these things that I look at a high level overview in the before stage of that customer's journey to ensure that they have the best possible experience when they do reach out to my company. Now that we've covered entering the job into the system, who is the person that's going to be looking after it? Is it you? Is it an admin? Is it a virtual admin? Who's going to be entering the details into the system? What is the process around it? What have you built? What is required? It is now in the system. Have they notified you? Do you know what's in there? What are your next steps around that to give that customer the best possible experience that they can? Has it been put into a job queue? Do you look at job queues daily? These are the kind of things and the steps that you need to take to make your business the ultimate professional business, that when you do get a job in, you're responding to that job quickly. And that's where we're going to get into the during phase. We've got the lead in the system, so now we're going to have to handle it. So there's going to be 2 ways that we're going to handle it. Online and offline. So offline is what I speak about when I say we go out and we actually do a physical quote. How you do your quoting is up to you, whether you do it remotely or you do it actually in person. But with the likes of your job management software, what you can set up is when you go out to do the job, you can have your pricing pre-built. That is, again, one of the core functions of the job management software. Your pricing is pre-built, you're ready to go. You can present the quote there and then, get it accepted, provide them with options, permitting if you use specific softwares, you can use proposals, you can use bundles, you can use whatever your job management software has, but you can give the client options as well. And they can say yes or no to some things. You can get it accepted, locked in there and then. So that is the lead handling in person. But if you are to do this remotely, a lead might come into your business for, let's just say, an EV charger or an induction cooktop. You may have built something inside your job management software that you've got a template ready to fire. It will take you about 20 to 30 seconds from clicking on that job, clicking on the template, clicking a few buttons, and it spits it all out. Even adds attachments if you want. You can then send that off to the client, and the client is going, fucking hell, that was efficient. That was really good. Really enjoyed this company. and you've already set the bar high. You've set the bar as a professional company. Now, when you compare that to what we spoke about at the start about sending Mary and Kudji a text message saying, I don't know, it's going to be around $2,000. Who do you think Mary is going to think has more authority when they're choosing them? It's going to be the flow of having the templates ready, having the pricing ready. Rewinding it back a little bit in regards to having the pricing ready, when you do get the information for the quote or whatever, let's say again, an EV charger induction cooktop, they come back with the information that you want. You can even create a form inside your job management software that's specific to your EV chargers or your induction cooktop. They fill out the form, you got all the information you need. You can then quote it. Then your pricing is going to be pre-built as well, and you can send off your quote there and then. Efficiency is key with job management, and that is really the core of the flywheel, is handling that lead correctly. So if you can imagine, because I call this the center cog, if you didn't have your job management software in place, you're fucking at such a loss. Like you are behind the eight ball so much. It doesn't necessarily matter what job management software you use. However, I will stress, people think Xero is a job management software. Xero, Xero, is a financial software. That is only there to look at your financials, pay your wages. It's a finance software. Yes, you can quote an invoice off it, absolutely. Is it the correct tool for the job? No. It is like terminating a PowerPoint with a flathead. You can do it. It will squeeze up the connection and a pointy nose pliers. You'll be able to work with it, but it isn't the correct tool for the job. You need the correct tool for the job. That's why a job management software focuses on everything job. And that is the real importance of the job management software. We focus purely with the right tool for the right job, which brings us to the after stage of the customer's journey. There's so many bits to cover in this, but let's put it this way. The job is done. The job is complete. We can now produce our iPhone and they can just tap their card in it and we can get paid before we leave their premises. It is insane. Like, these are things you need to set up. In my business, I've got bank transfer, pay ID. If you don't have pay ID set up, set it up today. That is instant payment. If anybody has a whinge about card fees or this or that, you can do pay ID. Pay ID is instant. It's quicker than card and it will go into your account immediately and there's no fees with it. You can set it up today. Go do that. Pay ID, card payment, and old school bank transfer. Now, sometimes, depending on the banks, bank transfer can be immediate. So again, your payments can be taken in your job management software, and then you're like, oh, Alan, you said Xero is for finances. Xero links with ServiceMate very easily. Just click a few buttons, they speak to each other. Once your job is completed, your market is complete, you then tick a button, send that invoice across to Xero. When that's paid on Xero, it will then reconcile in the back end and it will tick in ServiceMate as paid. All these softwares speak, they just need to be set up correctly. So that's one part of the after stage. When the client is done, there's a few ways you can automate them into your nurtures. You can do it old school and very badly within ServiceMate. Again, I speak about wrong tool for the job. So we've got email marketing softwares out there. We've got SMS marketing softwares. There's numerous different little softwares that I like to use and keep it away from ServiceMate because it isn't the right tool for the job. I'm going to give you one, and that is badges and automations within your job management software. You can go in, set up a badge that you can follow up in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, a year's time. It's clunky. It doesn't work well, but it works. It gets the job done, and it's not the right way to do it. Unfortunately, it's not. It's because ServiceMate is job management software. It's not a client retention system. So that's why you've got to set up your ServiceMate in such a way as it acts as a trigger. So once you put a specific job somewhere, it enters the trigger, enters the system. When that client is paid, they then enter my system. So I don't like to nurture clients that haven't paid because I see them as clients that didn't want to go ahead, most likely because of price. And I don't want to work with those clients. Why this is very important as well with job management softwares and your centric cog of the flywheel and your client's journey is records. But before we get into that, what we've achieved is we've entered the lead into the system. We have handled that lead correctly. We've quoted them. We've given them options. We've had the quote accepted. We have done the works. We have got paid. We've got a review, nurtured the client. Now they're into the system again and they're churning around. Now, what can happen, and it happened to me yesterday, is an existing client reaches out to you with an issue of something that's after happening in the job. Now, it may not be your fault, but this is where your records, photos, emails, etc. are housed in one system that when you click on the job, you can see what's gone wrong. So in this example, it was an EV charger install, and I did a lot of these. I do a lot of these, and I did a lot of Tesla when it was on the peak. And I've got records of every single one of those. Before pictures, after pictures, during pictures, completed install pictures that I know exactly the route of the cable, how the switchboard looks, how the installed charger looks, all of that. all is on record. I had to go back and look at that job, double checked, cross checked everything. So I can now go, did you try this? Did you try that? Did you try reset X breaker, etc., etc.? All because the record is there and it's going nowhere. It's backed up to the cloud. Just like the paper diary situation I spoke about, if you lose your paper diary, you're fucked. You're bollocks, your photos get deleted, they're gone. On this, it's backed up to the cloud. It's going nowhere. You can get it from your desktop, from your phone, from anywhere in the world you log in. All the data is going to be there. Again, data is vital with this. That's what I'm going to finish it on, and that is the importance of job management software. I really hope you enjoyed this mini series, and if you want to work directly with me inside the mentorship, there's a way to get me underneath in the links. There's also a podcast with 100 odd episodes, and there is also an email mini series that's going to improve your marketing flywheel in 9 minutes. Catch you in the next video.